A couple of months ago I built this, which is a proper YouTuber PC, isn't it? It's a up-to-date Ryzen 9 with a 5080 processor, and of course that meant saying goodbye to my old PC, and that PC is still pretty good really, especially I've been comparing it to things like mini PCs, and yeah, it still holds its own. So still a lot of usefulness in the i9 8-core CPU that we had in there. So I didn't want to see it go to waste, so I thought, well, why not put it into a new case, and I could give it to my nephew for his Christmas, and it's going to feel like a new PC. And 8 cores, 8 fast cores are all you really need for gaming. A couple of things that I wanted to improve: the GPU in it was a bit old and a bit sluggish, and I also was interested in the question, rather than build the whole big PC, should I have actually just bought it a new GPU, and would that have made it feel brand new and keep up with today's workflows? For me, having a bit more AI inference actually in the box is now really important, because my video editor uses that. And also I was getting to the point where, well, I used this kind of janky little riser cable and M2 adapter so I could add in a second fast SSD as well. But I wanted more fast storage in my new editing PC as well. And then there's USB-C, and the motherboard itself doesn't actually have a USB-C connector, so that's another thing which was keeping it from feeling like a modern PC. But for a gaming PC, could I actually bring it up to make it feel brand new? And I decided to go ahead and buy it a new case and get it a new GPU, well, a second-hand GPU, a 2070 Super, because I think 8-core CPU and a graphics card with ray tracing and 8 GB of VRAM actually will make it feel like a pretty modern PC for his purposes at this point. It's also got 64 GB of DDR4 RAM, so that also is going to give him that headroom should he want to do more with his computing later. And I feel like, yeah, a fast i9 processor with a decent GPU, and if I could find a way to connect that USB-C, then he's going to get a lot out of this in the future. And well, let's find out how it's actually performing and just enjoy playing with PCs really. I pulled everything out of my Franken PC, and one thing I could do to make it feel a bit more modern, a little bit more brand new, is actually scale it down. Because in that Franken PC I had an M80X motherboard. Another source of frustration for me, as there was no extra PCIe slots and certainly no X16 slots that I could expand into. So that meant, though, that I could buy a smaller tower. This Lianli Dan M80X case, it's an A3 case, was a really good price point actually, and it's been really easy to build into. I do like the way the panels come off. It's really easy to take apart. I like the mesh look, and it was generally really clean to build into. I was quite surprised. I thought it would be a little bit more fiddly with a tiny motherboard in a tiny case, but generally it went together really very easily. Of course, it's still got my less than professional cable management, but it's all working perfectly fine. And the only way to fit in the little switch to change the RGB on the fans was just to have it kind of loose underneath the top cover of the case, so you can go ahead and change it in there. I kind of like the dark orange mode, but he can choose. It's a really clever layout, the way that they've made room for larger disk drives should you need them. It's still got the older SATA SSD for the boot drive, and then there's one 2 TB M.2 drive for his games. So he's got 4 TB of storage in total, and some fast storage for the games, which is important. It's a full ATX power supply up front, and then that dual slot RTX 2070 Super with that 8 GB of VRAM. And that's pretty important, I think, at this stage, because there are some games which are sort of demanding that as a sort of minimum. And I think he'll have a really good time playing games like Red Dead Redemption, which is one of his favorites, on this graphics card, this setup. I think he'll get some good frame rates out of it, and this will enable him to use ray tracing in games like that and get some pretty good frame rates at 1080 or 1440p. Yeah, I guess I've kind of got the bug a bit for PC building at the minute. So let me know what you think of this build and let me know what else you'd like to see me give a go. I've got a couple of ideas in the future for modifying older PCs. We'll see. It's a new year and a bit of a new series, but it certainly makes a difference to my workflow, the quality of PC that I'm using. I did also reapply the thermal paste. That's pretty important as that's not been done in 5 years, and I think that's given it that slight bit more performance, but it's pretty much in line on the CPU benchmark with where it was before. Multi-core score 6,800 in Geekbench, it's just fine. But of course the graphics scores, the GPU score absolutely blew away where it was before. It was 34,000 and now is 106,000 on the Geekbench GPU score. And actually that's even better than the 7600M that I have in the little GPD eGPU dock that I use all of the time with my small PC. So I was really pleased with that, and I didn't really expect that graphics card to make that big a difference on its own, but it was actually really pretty impressive. And I think that just making that upgrade probably would have made it feel like a new computer for me, and I think that might have been an option. I'm still totally pleased with my own build, of course, and there's other reasons why I'm excited for that for the future as well. The Blender score was pretty good as well, top 26% of all benchmarks of this PC, so that's not bad for just adding a new GPU to a 5-year-old PC. And the AI single precision score, again, higher than the other PCs that I use for video editing, but not anywhere close to the 5080 in the new PC. I mean, in the Blender though, it really has knocked spots off the previous GPU, and yeah, I almost certainly should have upgraded that GPU quite some time ago. And the time spy score is the important one for, I think, the main use cases he's going to have for him in the near future. Although let's see where he goes with his computing now that he's got this PC to play about with. 9,000 in time spy, so not anywhere close to the 27,000 in the new PC there, but still a solid score. And I obviously did some practical gaming on it, and I've used some of my creator tools on here, and I can tell you that it is doing really quite well for what it was. It's a big improvement over where it was. So whereas before it was really showing its age, and I prepared these charts and normalized all the scores in the 5 benchmarks that I tend to use against a sort of 7800 X3D, that's a Ryzen 7 chip with a 4060 Ti, which I'd say is a pretty good standard desktop PC right now. It's around about that £1,000 mark will buy you that kind of hardware. And the mini PC, the GPD WinMax 2, was getting close to that kind of performance, and is impressive performance for such small hardware. Now the 2070 Super is bringing it really quite close to that. And certainly in terms of that creator, those light tasks, that video editing, Photoshop, things like that, I do think this would perform really, really well. And I think this would have been a viable upgrade if I hadn't had the money or the inclination to shell out on the bigger PC. AI inference is still not really quite there because you haven't got enough VRAM to run those bigger models. And the CPU hasn't changed at all, but the 3D creation and the gaming, importantly, is getting close to that point where you're going to have a really good time across all resolutions and frame rates. Now, of course, the Ryzen 9 9950X and 5080 build blows that all away, but I'd say that's a pretty good build for what that's intended for. And I did, of course, do a little bit of gaming to test that out. I was running it in 4K on Counter-Strike 2, and I was getting frame rates above the hundreds, and I was surprised at that. I mean, obviously, Counter-Strike is not as demanding a title, but I was in high settings, not ultra or extreme, but I was in high settings and getting a really good gaming experience on a first-person shooter at 4K on very old hardware and second-hand bits. I think that's worth having to think about. So what about the last piece of the puzzle? getting some USB-C input there as well. Well, the front panel obviously has a USB-C connector, so there's the wire already wired in for that, but there's no USB-C connector on the motherboard. So I had to actually use that riser cable because one of the PCIe X4 slots is hidden behind a dual slot card, so it's hard to get to. But I was able to put in a USB-C extender card and actually clip that in there. What I couldn't do though is also have the USB ports that are on that card. I couldn't have them exposed on the outside, so I've just had to sort of leave that card just tied down inside the thing. So the front panel connector works, but there's no extra USB-C on the back either. But at least he's got USB-C. Should there be some peripheries that needs to work with USB-C, there'll be that option there in the future. So it seems to be pretty well. I think there's a couple of things that could be improved, probably could do with fans at the bottom as well. But I've got two at the top and one at the back here, and it seems to be giving a pretty good exhaust. I've run hardware monitor and I don't see much to be alarmed about. I think he's going to have a really good time. And of course he'll need some peripheries, so I'm going to chuck in the Red Dragon keyboards, which is actually a really nice, inexpensive mechanical keyboard there. It's got numpad should he need that in the future as well. And Red Dragon gaming mouse. Hope you enjoy that. And I'm about to unbox this as well, which I don't think he has his own monitor. So he'll probably get hold of this Viwoods 1080p monitor as well, 24-inch monitor job. So that should be really good. And that's quite a portable setup, so maybe he can be like me and his dad were when we were kids and carry these things over to his mates for LAN parties. You never know. Kids are cooler these days. Hope you enjoy it, mate. Merry Christmas to you.